And away we go.
All right, so how's it been so far?
Well, it's been pretty good, actually.
Okay, cool. So, what is in the news today?
So, I came across a TikTok video, and it's about a guy, and his girlfriend got jealous and tried to get him mad or outraged by deleting his NBA 2K account, which was
Wait,
worth
wait,
$400,000, so he's making money out of it for some reason,
wait
somehow,
a wait a minute. His girlfriend got jealous of someone,
or something, I don't know.
and she deleted his account that was making them money.
Yeah,
He must feel real stupid now, huh?
well,
I'm
either way.
well, I'm just gonna say this. I'm not gonna lie. First off, why would you do that to the man if he's not hurting anybody, if he's not doing anything? Why would you delete his account that was making you both money? I'll be
Exactly.
honest. I'll be honest. I would have probably kicked her out of the house after that, or I don't know, got the police somewhere. Like, get out of the house. No, no, see, like, because it's like, man, you don't mess with a man's games, and you don't mess with a man's, you especially don't mess, but you don't mess with a man's hustle really, because it's like, did she not know that he was making money from this stuff?
That's a good question. Because from what I've seen from that TikTok video, she seen that he was always playing games all the time, like 2K, and I think she got mad that he's always playing video games and not paying attention to her, and I think that's one of the reasons why she did what she did to get a
Oh,
reaction.
I don't know why, but I feel like I've seen something like that before. I don't know if it's the same thing or if it's something completely different, but I feel like I've seen something like that before on Instagram. Seen someone like that before on Instagram. I have no idea why, but I like that scenario sounds very familiar. But I will say this, man, it's like, it's really stupid at the end of the day. It's like, why would you do that to that man? It's like you could have handled that in any other way, but you chose to delete this man's game. I mean, he was probably playing the games a lot to make money for you two. I'll be
Yeah,
honest. I'll be honest. The one thing he should have told her, if he didn't already, was that he was actually making money from that to begin with, so that she would be less inclined to like delete his game. But at the same time, he's at fault too. If you're gonna have a girlfriend, bro, you gotta prioritize her over your video games, because ultimately speaking, she's gonna be dissatisfied, and I would say that, which is worse, delete, like, having your girl, like, do this, or her cheating on you. Probably the cheating.
yeah, because at least you know sooner than later that she's not the one, and then you move on and find someone else instead of having what is part of your life being damaged by said person.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Honestly, you're absolutely right about that. And yeah, it's like, at least you would know. Huh. I'll comment on that later. Anyways, yeah, it's like, at least you would know. But no, the cheating is definitely far worse. It's like, because, like, at least with a video, you can build back up your video game and all that stuff. You can build that back up. But cheating is like, oh, it's terrible.
Yeah,
It's awful. But but anyways, yeah, it's like, for the most part, she shouldn't have done that. She could have, I don't know, she should have at least talked to the guy, like, saying, like, how, I don't know, give him an ultimatum, do something that what a regular girl would do, like give him an ultimatum or something like that. But you know, like, look, if this man was prioritizing his games more, just let him, just leave the guy then. But hey,
simple,
it,
yeah.
it's simple as that. But hey, it's already done.
Damage
And
is done.
yeah, the damage is already done. So, like, whether if they recover it, I have no idea. But hey, if they recovered, that'd be great. If they didn't, well, good luck to both of them good luck to both of them in terms of partners. Anyways, yeah. In other news, Joe Biden is going out with a bang, man. Joe Biden is going out with a bang.
Is that so?
Yeah, yeah, like, look, this is great. This is absolutely amazing. Like, Joe Biden is the president of the year. He's going out with a bang. He is giving 2.5 billion more dollars to Ukraine. Isn't that
Oh my.
amazing?
Yes, it's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, bro, I don't know why I was going against him, bro. Joe Biden is amazing.
He knows what he's doing.
I mean, and he's such a saint too. I mean,
He
like,
sure is.
giving our hard-earned money to another country just so they can survive. You know that's a real president right there.
It sure is.
Yeah, not even not yet putting another country first and not America first. That is amazing. Joe Biden is the greatest president of all. I mean, I know a lot of people say that he's one of the worst presidents in all of American history. He's all right in my book.
Yep, caring for those in need.
Okay, enough with the satire. What really?
Yeah.
Okay, no. Enough with
Anyway, back to reality.
yeah. Back to reality. Like, come on, really? $2.5 billion to Ukraine, to another country that you could have put towards this country, put towards like the problems that we're going through right now. In fact, that's not even the money that we have. They're they're probably borrowing. Definitely borrowing it because we're like how many? How much are we in debt? A couple trillion?
I think it's more than a couple of trillion.
Gazillion?
I don't think that's even a number.
Yeah, it's not. But still, like, we're pretty much deep in debt. We're deep in the dog poop. We're deep in the hole. We're 6 feet. No, we're a
Deep in the
hundred.
trenches.
Yeah, we're deep in the trenches. We're like, we're like 2,000 feet under the ground. Not even 2,000. It's probably more than that because of how much debt we're in. But it's like for the most part, yeah, Joe Biden going out with a bang. But at the same
Yeah,
time, it could just be his handlers giving the money and him just taking the credit.
yeah.
But hey,
Because you never know.
oh, what were you gonna say? Hello?
Hello.
What were you gonna say before?
I said, because you never know.
Yeah, that's true. And the comments are reading: record high homelessness in America, record high illegal immigration, record high drug overdoses, record high teen pregnancy, record high illiteracy, record high LGBT population, record high crime. But yeah, let's give money to Ukraine instead of fixing our country.
And he got booted. He'll be
Mr.
back.
John Wayne, you have a point right there. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's give our money away, because we don't need the
I don't
money.
think those in
I mean, we're in debt, but
those
we
in
don't need it.
particular liking so
Shoot,
well.
I'd say let's give the money away to any other poor
I'm
country
not scared.
that needs
I'm
it
not
more than
worried.
us.
I got everything sorted. It's in the bag. However the case, people just don't know when to quit. They just can't handle reality.
What's the?
This is the world we live in. They can't hide forever. People are going to know what is really going on behind the scenes. What the elite are doing now is just trying to delay when they'll be caught. Like that one famous rapper known for hosting famous parties, or particular world leaders who have used their power to their own benefit. I'm not referring to anyone specifically, but if you know, you know. And if you don't, well, you're going to know at some point. Either way, well, if Eric comes back. Hello, Eric. It's alright.
I think my mom unplugged the Wi-Fi box. That's probably why. But I'm back.
Okay.
Anyways, what was I saying?
Bugger.
Something.
Yeah.
Wait. Let me.
No, you were saying record high this, record high that, and wow,
Oh.
that's a lot of records.
Oh yeah, right. Joe Biden is going out with a bang. Joe Biden is pretty much going out with a bang. Yeah, record high. I was reading a comment from a post. Let me actually go back to find it. Yeah, pretty much record high everything, including teen pregnancy, pretty much. But yeah, I was saying yeah. Oh yeah, right. I left off by saying yeah. While we're at it, let's give other poor countries money. I mean, we're all the way in debt. We're ankle deep in debt. But like, shoot, hey, I don't mind giving the money that we don't have away to other people. At first I thought it was the Matrix trying to silence me, but
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
yeah, but it turns out it was just the Wi-Fi. But anyways,
Fair enough.
What'd you say?
Fair enough.
Yeah, but anyways, yeah. The last 2 days of the year now, like today and tomorrow.
Yeah, as of this recording, tomorrow will be New Year's Eve, and the day after that, It's the start of a new year.
Yeah, I'll be honest, man. Did 2024 like go by fast for you?
A bit, yeah. It felt like it was only September, and then it just turned to October, and all of a sudden, oh my gosh, we're nearly approaching 2025.
Exactly, man. It's crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Why do things feel like they went by a bit slower when we were younger?
I think it's the fact of, I think it comes down to energy levels. It's not the only reason, but I think as we get older, it feels like time flies by faster. And also, the belief that we get from other people saying, wow, time flies by fast. Now, even though children may be young and time may not flow as fast in their minds, hearing grown adults saying that time flies by fast is like, maybe you're right. They won't think much of it, but they'll consider it at some point.
I mean, yeah,
And then
shoot.
over time, it just feels times have gone a lot faster.
I mean, yeah, shoot. I'm already 22, man. Next thing, I'll be 30 with hopefully a kid,
Yeah.
with hopefully a kid and a wife. But if not, then that's fine. I mean, I'd want it, but it's fine. Anyways, like next thing, like next things next, like we'll be in our 30s, and
Yeah.
oh, what were we gonna say?
That was good. Yeah.
I mean, speaking of aging, 2025 marks a new year for a new generation.
And also a whole new load of craziness.
But yes, a whole load of craziness, a whole load of what's gonna happen next. But what I
And
mean,
possibly a new pandemic.
oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, like we already had something going on with the whole fog situation, and I'm like, yeah. Now I personally didn't get sick from it or anything like that, but my dad was feeling sick on Saturday, so I'm like, maybe it was the fog. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think a lot of people said that when the fog hit, for that lasted a few days, something feels off. There may be something in the fog that's maybe not feeling so right with the people. And in fact, there are actually some places around the world, not just UK and US, that's actually lasted more than 2 days. Somewhere in south of England lasted 5 days of very thick fog. A couple places lasted for six.
Hmm.
That's
Wow,
crazy.
6 days. It only lasted for like what 2 3 days in New York, but I don't think the fog was that strong though, because well, it seemed like it was just roof high. It wasn't really low, but it's like yeah, there was definitely fog. I really didn't think much of it, and frankly, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really go outside that much. I did, as I don't go outside that much anyways. But still, it's like it's like yeah, I definitely did notice fog, and I'm just glad that people I know, most of the people I know, didn't get sick from the fog. I'm glad most people were okay and had like great health for the most part. And it's just clear as day that they're putting something in the fog to make us sick and make us weak. And it's very unfortunate. It's like you really gotta do this to us, man. Like, what did we do? Like, it's like, really, what did the American people do? It's like, is it just people who got bullied in school who are doing this? You question that.
Possibly.
You question that sometimes.
Yes, we do.
Why question it at times? But yeah. But yeah, it's like that's just me though. But like yeah, beginning starting January 1st, children born between 2025 and 2039 will be part of Generation Beta.
The beta generation. And I thought Gen Alpha wasn't bad enough.
Hey man, this next generation are gonna be filled with betas. They're gonna be filled with top tier individuals, not beta males, like in the bad sense, but betas, meaning, you know, I'll be honest. Why beta though? Why beta?
I have no idea.
Actually,
I think we ran out of letters in the Latin alphabet. Let's move on to the Greek alphabet. That makes a lot of sense.
yeah, why not like Gen E or F or T or H or I? There are so many letters in the alphabet.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, there's so many letters in the alphabet that you could have chose from, and you chose full lettered words, bro. Like oh yeah, they chose from the Greek alphabet as well. Like
Yeah, they did, yeah.
yeah. So I was like, there's so many other letters in the alphabet that you could have used. Like Gen A, Gen B, Gen Z, actually, I'm pretty sure Gen Alpha is Gen A for
Of the Greek
short.
alphabet, yeah.
Yeah, and Gen B is the next, which is
Yes.
Beta.
Yes, it is.
And Gen C, was there going to be a Gen C?
I'm not sure. I haven't checked the Greek alphabet in quite a while.
I'll be honest. Like, I wonder. I'll be honest. If there's a Gen C, what would they call it? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I really don't know. I guess time will only tell, and like we won't really be talking about another gen until, well, 39. Like, how old will I be? Almost 40?
Yes, nearly in our 40s. Goodness me.
uh, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I think you seem like the type that would be able to maintain his looks up until, well, ever, really. I mean, especially considering the field that you're going in, I'm pretty sure you'll be able to maintain.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, and there's always makeup. So I mean, shoot, look at Char. I mean, shoot, look at some actors, man. It's like they look old without makeup, but it's like with makeup, they look just as they did when they were like younger.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So hey, I'm not really worried about you, nor am I worried about me. Well, I mean, I'll only be in my 30s. I shouldn't look that old, but hey, like I'll pretty much almost be 40, and it's like, dang, I'm really gonna be asking myself, where did time go? Where really this like I'm really 39, bro. It's like I'm gonna be talking to my kids and like someday I'm gonna be like, just yesterday I was 22, now I'm 30, now I'm 30 something, or now I'm 40 something. Time passes by real quickly.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like you really gotta enjoy every single day. Because ultimately speaking, it's like, then, like, next thing you know, you'll be wasting your time. You'll be wasting your time either laying in bed, doing absolutely nothing with your life. And that's what I don't want to do. It's like, although it's easy, yeah, doing nothing with your life, it also just means you're just a bum. Loser. Well, a bum. None, well, a bum. And, well, that just means you have no aspirations, and you're just simply. I'm not gonna lie. If someone actually was unmotivated to do anything in life, I would say that you don't see the purpose in life at all. You don't really. You're just waiting until like death.
Yeah.
And that's probably the most depressing thing anyone can ever do. Is just like not do anything with their time and just wait till like the sweet, sweet call of death. But for the most part, I say this. Um, yeah, life is precious, man. It really is.
Yes. We only live once.
Yeah, we really do. And the way I see it, you either go up or down. So, but it is what it is. But it is what it is, though. Is there
And it
anything
was
else?
what it was.
Yeah, exactly. But in other news, Disney's new Spider-Man show portrays Norman Osborn as black. Huh. I don't know how I feel about that, but all I know is I didn't ask for it.
Well, I mean, it worked well the first time.
Yeah, and it definitely worked great for Velma as well.
Yeah.
Well, she was
Well,
Indian.
okay, maybe not.
Yeah,
But
I mean she was
at
Indian.
least they tried.
Yeah, they tried. I'll be honest, most of their humor was just pretty much.
Forced.
Yeah, it was forced. It was forced, and it was also digs, I guess, at like, the original series, but uh, you know, it is what it is though.
And it was what it was.
Yeah, sure. But is there anything else in the news?
My gosh. Huge new poll.
What was that?
Huge new poll.
Wow. Okay.
So this is YouTube channel called Election Watch. This is video saying, with the title saying, Reform are smashing the two-party system. Labour majority shattered. Well, not yet, but it kind of looks like they're about to be shattered. Labour.
Oh wow, really? I didn't
Yeah,
even know
so,
that.
well, in the video, it goes down like the now cast polls looking at if a general election was to be held tomorrow, what the results going to be like under the current first past the post system, not proportional representation, which is a bill that was passed a couple of weeks or a month ago, where the results for general election could be vastly different. However, under the current general election electoral system, this poll shows that reform could get roughly 70 seats with only getting second place across 220 something constituencies.
Wow.
That is wild.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. That's wild.
Yeah.
That is wild, man.
And when the general election happened in the like July, even though Reform only managed to get 5 seats, they only came second in 92 constituencies,
Wait, what'd you say?
including my constituency, which has massive Labour support.
Wow, crazy.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that's definitely something, man. Like, how do you feel about it?
Well, on one hand, well, well, for the most part, I'm actually surprised because it's a new party, and Reform UK is like a small party, and it was newly formed like a couple of years ago. Seeing it grow is just incredible.
Yeah,
I just know that in the next general election, I'm not saying they're going to be in government, but the best result they can get under the current first past the post system, they will lead the opposition. As
yeah,
they say, they are the true opposition. If Reform UK has not been the true opposition at any point after the general election, at this moment in time, they are now. Whether
yeah.
people are like it or not, Reform
Hey,
UK is now on par to be the next opposition.
hey. I mean, they're on their way up, and that's all that matters, man. Definitely on their way up, and well,
Yeah.
they're pretty much kind of there already. But it's like they're really just on their way up more and more each time, man. And for the most part, I wish them the best of luck. And yeah, it's like I wish them the best of luck. And I'll be honest. Do you still believe that they should change their name eventually?
Hmm, maybe. But if they're gonna change the name, I'm thinking just Reform as just like the general branding, and then Reform UK is the UK branch of Reform Party. And then maybe they can branch out to other countries, establish Reform USA, Reform Australia, Reform New Zealand, etc. Just Reform followed by country name. So
Mm.
there's specific national branches.
Ah,
Because
okay.
the thing is, Reform UK is not just a political party with membership. Reform UK is listed as a limited company. So there's like positions as it would in a company, there's shares in a company. So if Reform UK wants to, they can certainly branch out to other countries, make their presence in other countries around the world.
Hmm. Okay. I'll be honest. So the reform, like name could work as long as.
There's regional brandings, like there are specific regional branches that has their country's name, but which is separate to the general global branding, which is just Reform Party.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So that solves that. That definitely solves that problem. So okay. So I'm not really that worried anymore because I was worried. I was really worried about like how they would how it would affect other like pretty much if this movement were to like go like nationwide, worldwide, how would they like name, like they would just name it reform, some like pretty much, yeah, that problem that you like that you just said was pretty much what I was concerned about. But since you explained it like that, okay, I understand it now. And yeah, it definitely, it has puts more clarity on the situation. But is there anything else in the news?
Oh yeah, uh, just came out a couple days ago, or maybe it was yesterday as of this recording. But either way, uh, the first president, former president, to have turned 100 has passed away.
Oh yeah, I heard about that yesterday.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was 100 years old, wasn't he?
yeah, he just turned 100 a couple weeks, or maybe a month or two ago.
Probably like 2 months ago. I feel like.
Yeah, it's certainly a few months ago.
Yeah. Wow. And he's the oldest president in history. Well, maybe
Yeah,
not history, but
well, actually, he is the first former U.S. president to turn 100.
I got you. Okay.
So he is the former president with the longest lifespan, whether it be active or he is currently deceased.
Either
Deceased.
active or inactive, pretty much.
Exactly, yeah.
Got you. Okay. Wow. I'm not gonna lie, man. 100 years of life. I'll be honest, man. It's like that's a lot of life to live. It really is. Ugh. That's a lot of life. It really is, man. I mean, like, what a life. I mean, I'll be honest. I wonder what he did for the like last 100 year, the last like couple years of his life after his presidency.
That's a very good question.
He probably just sat back, retired, and well, just relaxed with his. I don't know, saw his grandchildren. Told them stories about how he was president and all that stuff. I would assume that's what he did. I mean, like he's an old dude. I'm pretty sure he's not just getting up and jogging. So, you know, I would assume that's what he did as he got older. At least that's what I would do. Be in my rocking chair, be like, yeah, I used to do this a lot. I was the former president of the United States of America. What was that like, Grandpa? Yeah, we used to fight we fought something that was called the woke mind virus. Jeez, I'm not gonna say that. But anyways, yeah, it's like for the most part, yeah, I just assumed that he did that stuff like that. Don't mind my guy. Anyways, what else in the news?
Say, shaboom, shabing. The UK has recently completed a carbon tax trial that sets a daily amount for each person.
Huh.
Your daily carbon limit is capped at 40 kilograms of CO2. A packet of cheese amounts for 1.1 kilograms of CO2. Here's where things get terrifying. Correct me if I'm wrong, but having the conspiracy theorist warning you all for the last several years about this coming in.
Makes you believe that the conspiracy theorists were right. I mean, I thought they were just crazy. I thought that they were just lunatics. I mean,
Out of the minds.
it's like that they're not rockers. They need to take their meds. Like Kanye West did. I mean, like he took his meds and he was just fine. I mean,
Yeah,
I mean, these guys are crazy. I mean, I thought that they were just crazy all this time, but it turns out that they were right. Who would have thought?
well, I wonder what else they said that could be right about.
It makes me think. Like, was John McAfee right about what he said?
Maybe that could be the case.
Was was there any other conspiracy theorists right about what they said?
The chemtrails in the sky.
Can't be. That's AI.
No, it could be the chemtrails. It's blocking the sun and making people not enough vitamin D or something. Vitamin C.
No. It has to be an illusion. Like, that Project Beam. Actually, I don't even know.
Project Bluebeam.
Yeah, exactly. That Project Blue Beam thing that they were talking about.
Like aliens taking over the world and being a mist out of nowhere.
Exactly. It's like, this has to be a coincidence, it's just too much, I need to sit down and think about this, man. It's like, dang. But then again, isn't that also what conspiracy theorists are talking about too? Project Bluebeam.
Yeah,
So does that make
that could be.
So does that make me a conspiracy theorist?
No. That can't be.
You know what? I gotta look into this, man. It's like this is just too much.
It's bananas, man.
All right, let me stop. Okay. Anyways, yeah, it's like but in all seriousness, though, the conspiracy theorist man is like, yeah. I mean, most conspiracy theorists, men or women or anybody really, they have a point. Yeah, some of them might say it in a crazy way, but ultimately speaking, it's like you gotta like. It's up to you to look into this stuff before it's too late, because for the most part, yeah, it's like you're gonna regret it when it's too late, and you're gonna want to wish, well, you're gonna wish that like you knew beforehand, before like things get bad. Like for instance, with the world getting bad, man, it's like, look, with the world becoming what it is now, it's like, look, man, you got to prepare in any way, shape, or form. We keep hearing about this mark of the beast, or this chip being planted into people's heads or arms, and ultimately speaking, I'm just gonna say it, man. It's like you got to prepare for it, or either that or get left behind. It's as simple as that. I mean, most people would only take it because, well, I mean, if they don't take it, they're gonna lose their job. But hey, at the end of the day, It's either that or it's either be controlled and take that, or just be free, and so you can get into heaven someday. But at the same time, everyone at the end of the day, I will say this: everyone has free will. People will reap what they sow, and people will get what they asked for. I'm not even gonna say they deserved it. They're just gonna get what they asked for, and or what they signed up for at least. But in other news, JFK was assassinated 60 plus years ago, and our government still refuses to release the files. Trump promises to release them, but once he saw them, he changed his mind. What is so damning that the people can't see?
Yeah.
Seriously, what is so damning that we can't see? That's a good question, actually. Trump is not going to release them. Otherwise, they'll go after his life, and Trump's afraid to die. That and he's old.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that and he's old. You can prop up Trump as this masculine. Well, he probably is a masculine guy. I'm gonna say that he's probably a masculine guy, but he also knows how to. But he also knows the game, and I would say anybody who's afraid to lose their life, yeah, you can manipulate them in any way, shape, or form. And Trump is being manipulated willingly. Trump and Elon are Trojan horses using charisma and deception to win public trust whilst advocating the New World Order. I'm not gonna read the whole. Actually, no, I will. Do you really think the puppet masters would use obvious morons like Biden and Harris to fool you? The left versus the right charade is the perfect trick keeping the masses divided, distracted, and begging for more abuse. The real game is manipulation, and the only ones being played are the people. At least this woman realizes it. I mean, shoot. It's like I said, I never trusted any of the parties. Even if they used Biden and Harris, they would have still done the same thing. And a lot of people are honestly are getting really upset because Elon is censoring them on X or whatever. And I'm just gonna say this: social media censorship is not the end. But obviously if you do it as a career and if you do it to get paid, then yeah, it's probably the end for you. But
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is at the end of the day, man. It's Elon played everyone. I mean, although Elon and Trump played everyone, and now I would say this: I believe Trump will do some good things to appease the people, to make sure that people are satisfied, but he's not going to do much. He's not on our side. And I believe there was a point where he was on our side, but now he's not. Trump is lost. Trump is compromised. He is a puppet for the Matrix. He is a puppet, and he is not my king. He is not my dictator. He is not. He is. I'll be honest. I don't hate Trump, but essentially because I don't know him, he's nothing to me. Absolutely nothing to me. He may be my president, but he's nothing to me. Kamala, she may be. Even if she was my president, she'd be absolutely nothing to me. Not as a human being. Obviously, as a human being, we all share intrinsic values. It's just value because we are made in the image of God. It's just, do you know what that value is? But I'm saying they're nothing to me in the sense of okay, cool. They're the president. They're the president, but I don't really care what they gotta say. But that's just me, though.
Yeah.
There's probably other people as well, but for the time being, it's me. But in other news, what's in the news?
Hungary has banned LGBTQ plus media targeted at children.
Nice. That is great to hear. Children don't need that. Because
Yeah, wait till they're of legal age, then they can learn for themselves.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, it's look, if you're gonna do that, I mean, at least wait until they're legal age, because it's I'll be honest, I don't believe that. Although, not gonna lie, a part of me would be confused on how a person who was straight from childhood to adulthood could turn gay. Although that confuses me, and it does. I'm not gonna lie, because it's I'm pretty sure there are some people in my life where it's I knew were straight, but then all of a sudden they're gay. Once again, confuses me, but ultimately speaking, yeah, I can't really control that. I can't really control that. Frankly, it's fine. It's fine. It confuses me. It confuses me still, but it's fine. But yeah, as for the kids, Yeah, it's like if you're gonna teach them that, just wait till their legal age. I mean, I don't think it's that important to like teach your kids about um another man and another man being together, or another woman and another woman being together, and trans stuff, transgenderism in general. That's not really important when it comes to life lessons. It's not. It's also not that important when it comes to surviving in life. It's like it's not going to be the end of the world if you don't know about transgenderism or gayness. I mean, in schools, it's their job to teach the kids what they got to do to get the job they want, or just even propagate college to them, and have them go to college, and well, yeah, like do that, get that diploma, not diploma, get that associate's degree, and just do your thing, man. Or I don't know, maybe give them the option to not go to college, give them the motivation to pursue other stuff, because I believe that's really what life's about. School's not necessarily the end all be all. I mean, unless you legitimately peaked in high school, then well, that's you, not me, but that's you. That's anybody else, really. But yeah, just keep the kids safe. They don't need to know about that stuff. At least now. What age would you say would be appropriate to tell your kids about that?
I think the earliest, in my opinion, around 13 to 14, because I think that would be the age where teenagers would first get into the dating life. The latest, somewhere around 18, where they'll be old enough to make decisions on their own and don't need to be told by their parents what to do, and they could also live independently. But if we're talking the earliest, I think 13, 14 would be an age that they should know about the LGBTQ plus community, because in my view, LGBT is is objectively sexual. Like everything about LGBT community is about which gender do you love? Do you swing forwards, backwards, both ways? Do you swing to the sides? That's how I see LGBT. It's like loving someone that is either the same gender as you, or a gender that isn't binary. That that's just that's just my view on LGBT, and that's how LGBTQ community is. I'd say earliest is at an age where they would get into dating, to give them an understanding of what kind of people like what kind of people.
I would say 15. No less than 15, because I don't know, because pretty much you're in the next couple of years, 67, in 3 years after 15, you'll be an adult. So it's I say 15 or 16 is appropriate if you're going to really teach that in schools, which is not necessary, but you only really need to. Is there a way that, I don't know, you can just teach, if you can just teach kids about this, sex, without necessarily just teaching them about gay, you just gay sex, just sex in general, without teaching them about that stuff, and them just finding out about it on their own. I mean, because to be fair, with a generation that's on their phones most of the time, I wouldn't be surprised if they found out about it on their own. And I would say, actually, no. If they're going to teach you that, you can't be biased on one side. You have to teach it objectively, because there's a bunch of teachers who teach it from a biased standpoint. Either they're straight or they're gay. Just say, just tell the kids what it is, and that's it. Don't go into full detail. Just say, if you want to learn more, then just say this is just, actually, no. Acknowledge that it's a thing. Acknowledge that it's a real thing. Those types of relationships, and that's it. And tell them the basics about what it is, and just don't get into the sexual stuff though. I mean, just tell them what it is and like how people like how if you want to say love is love or whatever, you could say that, but it's like um yeah, just they just you pretty much like it's not really that complex. I mean, you're just talking about sex, just like with the opposite gender or something like that. So it's really not that complex. Now transgenderism, because we live in a time like this, you can tell them about it, and I believe that as the aspiring young adults that they are,
It,
you shouldn't lead them into sexual immorality. I can say that about straight people too. You
yeah,
you
I agree.
you should not lead them into sexual immorality. I would say like give them minimal information about it. But then ultimately, and if they're still curious, they can look it up. They can search it out. They can search it out and seek it out themselves. Because once again, we live in a technology generation. So really, if they're curious about it, they're going to look it up and maybe even experiment. I don't condone that, but once again, we all have free will. But so it's like maybe even experiment if they're interested, if they're into the same if they're into the same gender, and they'll decide from there. Feels weird just feels weird talking about it like that, but it's true though. It's true.
There's no other way of putting it.
Yeah, there's really no other way of putting it. It's like um, yeah, I'd say like but as far as sex education goes, pretty much, I would say this, just like yeah, just tell them about sex in general and give them some information about like gay homosexual relationships. If you want. Although I don't believe you should actually, because well, I mean, it's just I'm trying to figure out a good way to say it, but I don't really think there's any good way to say it. Pretty much, yeah. I don't condone it, but like because we're in the times that we're in, it's like my word doesn't necessarily matter. So I'd say like if you're gonna tell them about it, don't go into full detail. Don't try to convert someone to like homosexuality, because I don't know. I would say I'd say from a worldly standpoint, it's wrong, and from a spiritual standpoint, you're just gonna go to hell. But anyways, yeah. Like that's the best way I can put it. Yeah, like the other times I was rambling about it, but like that's the only best way I can put it. But
Yeah.
for the most part, what else is in the news?
I got a video and I'm not sure what to think of this.
I'll be honest, I have no idea what was going on.
They were in a club and the song is called Sigma Boy.
What?
No, there's actually a song called Sigma Boy.
Oh, what is with this Sigma stuff, man? Like, come on, bro. Sigma boy.
Why?
What's the song about? Just like calling himself a Sigma boy.
Well, that's one part of it. I think the artists that sing this song are two young girls. I think both of them are like early teens, like possibly 10, 11 years old. Those are the singers that sing that song.
Sigma boy. That is the dumbest title I've ever heard.
It sure is.
Oh man, that is just that.
It's funny, but also very sad.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It really is sad. I mean, what are these kids doing today? I'll be honest. Imagine if we were still in school, man, and we were hearing something. Actually, I'm pretty sure we were hearing something called Sigma, but not like that. Or
No,
at
no,
least
no, not like that. No.
Or at least I was. I'm pretty sure I've heard the term Sigma, but they're taking it way too far. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're taking the literal term way too far, bro. Like Sigma, it's Sigma this, Sigma that. What does Sigma even mean?
It's another way of saying Chad or alpha male.
That's so Sigma. That's so Chad. That sounds stupid.
Yeah, that is so
I
stupid.
mean, don't get me wrong. I say the term. I'm a Chad. I even say like yeah, that guy is a Chad. Or or if I say based on the race, I even say sometimes based on the race as a joke. I'm like, this guy's a black Chad. This guy's a an Asian chat or something like that. But I like that term. I like that. Like keep it like that. But like, bro, Sigma chat. Wait. You said the
The
song's called
song was called Sigma Boy.
Sigma Boy, but Sigma
Yeah,
Boy,
yeah,
stupid.
yeah. Very, very stupid.
But hey, it is what it is, though. I mean, it's just a song at the end of the day. Is it at least good?
Uh, It's not bad, but I've heard better songs, so it's just meh, mid.
Not gonna lie, I'm not surprised. I mean, this generation of songs, it's just not good. I mean, especially from the new artists.
Yeah.
But hey, at the end of the day, man, I'm not listening to them. But hey, what else is in the news?
Uh, uh, on Instagram Reels, I came across a video. I think it was originally in German, but I translated it into the chat into English. Uh, this woman in 2021 was curious about being non-binary and and want to be addressed by different pronouns, and got to the point about does she want to get into hormonal transition, but then realizing the side effects, she started to think about she does she really want to go ahead with this, and at the end of the day, it got to a point like, you know what, maybe I don't want to do this. I don't want to go that far.
I
And
mean,
yeah, that's briefly what the video was. Was she first started going by she they pronouns and then they them, like fully non-binary, and then she wanted to have hormonal change treatment, something I think it was something like that. And she looked at the side effects of what would she would get if she went through such transition, and decided I don't want to go that far. I don't want to grow facial hair. I don't want my voice to get deeper. And yeah,
yo, I'm not gonna lie, that'd be scary. You know, not saying that I would personally be scared, but at the same time, that would be. I'm not gonna lie. If you really think about it, man, it's scary at the fact that they actually made stuff so that men and women can do that. It's scary
it is.
because it's like you're propping up this propaganda where you're convincing men and women of all ages, even children, that they're the opposite gender, which is not true. You were born either a male or a female. And don't even get me started on non binary. There is no such thing as that at all. And it's like, it's scary at the fact that there are people who come close to that or who end up, no, it's scary at the fact that people end up doing that. And it's just scary because it's like, I don't know what happened to them in their lives that would make them believe that they're like a completely different gender than what they were born as, but I don't really know what happened in their life or like how it happened. Like it might have even been a show. I mean, there was this one dude who said, one time he was gay, and he was considering getting surgery. But then like he had an encounter with Christ, and like then it's like everything changed from there. But like before he was just pretty much dressing up in women's clothing, and I'm like, wow. You know how he got to that idea? He watched like when he was younger, he watched a drag show. He watched like some sort of drag show or something. I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, it's like I'm like, huh. It makes me realize like even the littlest things can influence someone, or like even like or whatever someone has been through. It's like it can influence them to like believe that they're this and that, etc. But in actuality, it's like, they just have a mental illness. And it's sad, but, it's the truth. And frankly, I would say, like, if anybody was going through that, I would want them to get therapy. And I probably can, and like, if I was president, I would make that type of quote unquote treatment extremely hard to get to. Because, well, I don't believe it's actual treatment if you're changing yourself. I mean, I believe that you need someone to talk to. I believe you need help and like, an evaluation. But I don't believe anybody needs that type of surgery. And frankly, if I were to let that happen, that's on my hands. It's on my hands because I let it happen. It's probably why I couldn't even. That's probably why I could never be president. Because it's like, I believe in I believe in the world that we live in. I would have to like let that happen to some extent. I can't just take that away. Trump can't just take that away because then it would just be an outrage. It would just be an outrage, and like people would be like this and that, etc. But at the same time, you could take it away, but you can't. But you probably can't. And if that was your selling point, I don't know how many people would vote for you. I mean, even Republicans to an extent. I mean, like they're definitely going back on their values. Like 20, 30 years ago, they wouldn't have supported that, but now they do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like I think any old Republican of of the olden times would be very disappointed in like what the party's become. Because frankly, it's become like an idolatry fest, and it's become also just them being exactly what they hate, and that's liberals. Like they're becoming they're inheriting the same ideas of the same party that they hate, and they don't even realize it. Now Trump, he probably doesn't agree with any of it, but he has to compromise in order to like be in order to be and stay president. Everyone else is just getting brainwashed. But once again, it's just a personal take that probably other people agree with. And not that I hate these people. I don't hate them at all. I just recognize that it's just clear brainwashing. And it's like even from a young age, it's like you could feel a certain way, but it wouldn't be you. And then once you find out that that's not you, you would be lost. And unless you find something higher than you, which isn't of this world, but it is God, higher than you that you can cling to and find your real identity, then you're just like walking in this life not knowing who you are. But that's the end of that for me. Anyways, yeah. As for this woman, I'm glad she came to her senses. I really am, because ultimately speaking, there's no such thing as like non-binary. I mean, it's just a made up term. It's like you're either a man or a woman. Even when I interact with someone online who is non-binary, if I have to talk to them, I ask them, what gender were you born? And it's like they either get mad or they don't, because it's like I want to address them properly as their assigned gender, or at least their name at that. Because I'm not gonna call you non-binary. I will just address you as your name. But yeah, good for this lady though. Is there anything else in the news?
A health expert calls on Biden to immediately authorize bird flu vaccines and send out millions of doses as fast as possible.
Bird flu vaccine. Is there even really a bird flu?
Is there a flu that came from a bird?
What is this bird flu? Like what bird? A bird pooping on you or something?
No, 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 nothing like that. Thankfully.
Yeah.
I feel like they're just naming just random animals as part of this whole new illness. So people would think, oh, it's from a bird, no, it's from a cat, no, it's from this animal. And then just because it's just easier for people to understand.
So what exactly is the bird flu? A flu from a bird? That's it?
I don't think it's that straightforward, but if it is, then, well, fair enough, but
Then what?
I think there's more to this.
Then what's with the name then?
Well, whatever it is, we're getting a vaccine for it, even though I haven't heard anyone that has caught it yet.
I'm not taking the vaccine. I'm not taking it. Cause it's like, bro, it's like I'm not gonna catch it because it doesn't exist. But yeah, I'm not gonna catch something that doesn't exist.
The scientific name for bird flu is avian influenza.
The scientific name for it.
Yes, avian
They came
influenza.
they came up with a scientific name for it already. Crazy.
No, that's actually existed for years.
Okay. Then the bird
It's
flu.
common. It's the bird flu is just the name that's used in the news.
Okay, cool. I assume that people are just gonna get regularly sick and point and say it's the bird flu, but in reality, it's nothing. Oh, hello? Are you there?
Absolutely, I'm just looking up the bird flu. The disease was first identified by Eduardo Pieronico in 1878.
1878.
Yes,
Wow, so old.
yes,
That is old, man. You know, kind of reminds me of that one. Well, it came out in the 1930s, but it kind of reminds me of that one train that I saw yesterday. It was beautiful.
yeah, it sure was.
I mean, I took a video, but I had to delete it because somehow I put it in slow mo. I don't know how I did that, but you know, it's look. I'm old. I'm getting old, bro. This technology stuff is far beyond me now. It's crazy. But anyways, yeah, it's like it was a beautiful train. I was tempted to go on it, but I also wanted to go home. Maybe next time. They probably needed some new train. They probably needed some new trains to like. They probably needed like some extra trains, so they used that one. But I would not. But if they still have all those trains in the thing, then I wouldn't mind if they went back to using those. Those are pretty. Those are pretty cool. Vintage, amazing,
Yes,
amazing.
those were the days.
But yeah, sometimes you forget about the beauty of New York. It is beautiful. It is beautiful here. I mean, New York is amazing. But it's expensive though. It's expensive.
It sure is.
Now I wouldn't mind living here. I just wouldn't live in a city. But
There are
I
much better places to live in.
Yeah, but I'd also need a car. Or I don't know. At least if there's a bus station, that'd be great too.
Yeah,
Who knows? Maybe if I can find a good state to move to, I would. Or if I stay in New York for the rest of my life, I'm not gonna live. I'm not gonna be in the city. Might just be, huh? I might be in another part of New York that barely anyone really goes to. I would say if I were to stay in New York or just like go somewhere else for a little while, then come back to New York. I would not be in this. I would probably not come back to Queens unless it's just to visit. I would not come back in the city in general unless it's just to like visit and sightsee and just say, "Huh, I wonder what changed." Just to wonder. But I would definitely not buy a place in the city. It's too expensive. But hey, some good things must come to an end.
absolutely.
But is there anything else in the news?
No,
Or is that it?
no, I think that's it.
Oh wow, okay. Cool. Peace.